Hello, welcome to a new video. This is the second part showing you how I built my new studio. In the first part I've shown you the building, the 4 control rooms because we are for engineers and composers, and the recording rooms. They are just built some walls we didn't finish, and now the air condition is built in. And today it's about this package. So I show you what I bought and why did I bought it. So the first thing are the video cables, HDMI, and yes, the first thing is I've got to connect my monitors with the computer. That's not a problem. My computer is at the special room, and we lay the cables under a tube, and this tube is under the new floor. So I guess I need 5 meters, and that's okay for HDMI. But we've got the recording room, and for the recording room we got to go to the heights, over the doors, over the next door into the next room, going down. So for this we need nearly 60 meters. And at my old studio, so this is my second studio, and at my first studio I tried to do this with 20 meter HDMI, and you guess it didn't work. So I had to find a solution at my first studio. The solution was to buy a converter, and at the converter I put in a network cable, and this could be very long. And this network cable went into the recording room, and there I had a second converter converting it back to HDMI. This worked. The HDMI cables have been very short, and it worked very well. I guess it worked very well 5 or 6 years. And after this period, we had some black seconds, so some black screens for a few seconds. And at one part it didn't work. So I didn't know whether it's the transmitter or receiver, and I wanted to try to repair it, and I had the manual. But the funny thing is there are 2 LEDs at the converter, and the manual doesn't describe what does this LEDs mean. So I asked the company, the developer, and they couldn't answer me. And so I tried 3 other versions, very cheap, mid-price and high price, and nothing worked very well. So I didn't want to do this now. So now, for getting into the recording room, I had 3 different options. Using the network cable, which I don't want. Next, converting it to SDI, so I can use a BNC cable, and this BNC cable can be very long. So this could be great. But you got to use a converter at both ends, and these converters can cost each, I guess, $75. So I got to invest $150 per cable. And there is a third solution that I use optical HDMI. I never heard about this before we had these problems. I had to find a solution. So I bought this 15 meter HDMI optical cable, and here we got an active optical cable with a 20 meter. I will try them and check whether they really work, because I don't want to install cables that don't work. And I guess the 15 meter costs around $60. Seems to be very expensive for a HDMI cable when you compare it to a normal cable, but it's cheaper than using a converter, because when I use a converter I got to invest nearly $150, and it uses some power, some energy. That's not so dangerous, but I got 2 more devices that can break, and when one of these devices is broken down, I got to replace it, and perhaps this doesn't work and so on. And some other people say just use a repeater, but where do I build in the repeater? When the repeater breaks down, I got to repair it or replace it, so I can't build it into the wall. And at every device that needs power and can break, I got to have easy access to it. So this has been the 3 solutions: SDI with BNC, network, and optical. And I've used optical, but for the worst case and something doesn't work, we've not just used the HDMI cable. I will buy BNC cable and network cable, so we can use every kind of cable, but I don't buy the converter. First part. Second part is the light. At my studio here, I can change the color of the LEDs, and it's not as comfortable as I thought, because I have this remote, and here are 6 LEDs, and I got to point it to every single LED. Here is a little switch where I can change the focus. Here is the focus very small, and here should the focus and the sense signal very bright, but most of the time I got to do every single lamp. So I guess now it's not working. It's really not working. Oh, it's funny, now it's not working behind me. Yes, here it's working, but I guess it's not very the difference is not very big, because I've got this big light in here. So I wanted to change the light very fast, and they are smart lights or smart LEDs. The best well-known company is Philips Hue, and it's very expensive. So a friend of mine told me try AWOX, spelled AWOX, and you can control them via Bluetooth. So just use an app at your smartphone and control it. It's okay, but I wanted to control it with my Elgato Stream Deck, and for this you can't use Bluetooth, or just for a complicated workaround. So I wanted to use Philips, but not the Philips lamps. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, did a lot of research what kind of lights I use, and yes, I use the Philips Zigbee protocol, and for this I use the Philips Hue bridge. You can't buy it from another company, you got to use this. The computer or wireless network controls this bridge, and this bridge controls all the lights. So I guess this costs about $50. Next are the lights. There are 2 lights I really bought from Philips. These lights, I put them to the wall. You can see it here. And it's very beautiful because they got the light up and down, and I can change the color. So it can have the same color as the spots. And just 2 of them. I don't need more, and they are really expensive. I guess between 150 or 120 and $180. And the next lights are the spots. Yeah, the Philips Hue Originals with color cost nearly $55. And then I found Osram Smart LED Plus, but I didn't find the colored version, just the white version. And next alternative could be from IKEA. They are really cheap, I guess $15, $18, $20. But I've seen some reviews that they can't get as low as other lights. So the light is always very bright. And so I've looked at another alternative, and yeah, here it is. We've got the inner lights. You spell it INNR, and this is a pack with 2 lights and costs, I guess, $55. And they are colored and can be controlled with the bridge. Yes, and I had to buy 12 packs, so 24 lights in total, because we've got a lot of lights at the top and around the room at the walls. We built in a wooden corner, and there we put in the spots. So what do we have? Yes, here we've got the metal rings that will be around the lights, and we've got the things to put in the lights. Next thing are HDMI adapters, because I want to use multiple cameras as good as this one, not a webcam, and put them to the computer or connect them to the computer. But all the optical cables are HDMI, so the big HDMI, and I couldn't find any HDMI cables that have micro HDMI, so I had to use this little adapter. And next thing is the Elgato Cam Link. So I had one. This one is now used for this camera, and I want to have, I guess, 3 cameras. So 1 camera fixed at the wall, 1 fixed camera at the top, and 1 other camera in front of me instead of a webcam, or perhaps in the room, so I can use it for filming my modular system and so on. So I thought, well, I can buy 3 cam links, or perhaps there is a PCIe card which has a input for 4 HDMI cables. And yes, there is one. It has been the Blackmagic Deck Link Quad HDMI Recorder. Such a different name, difficult name. Yeah, so I bought this PCIe card. The funny fact is, it cost 555 euro, and one cam link 125 euro. So 5 Elgato cam links are cheaper than one card by Blackmagic. But I thought, well, I don't want to have so much adapters lying around, so let's buy this card. And the card came. I wanted to build it into the new computer. I wanted to build in the new card into my old computer. And then I seen, well, there are 4 PCIe slots and they are filled with my Firewire 800, the first one for my RME Fireface 800. The second, the UAD Quad, and the last 2 has been graphical cards, because I got 3 monitors in here, and the 4th monitor is at the recording room. So I bought a graphical card with 4 HDMI outputs, and when I replaced the 2 cards and put in the 1 graphical card, I had 1 free slot for the Blackmagic input card for the 4 HDMI signals. But 2 bad things. My Blackmagic HDMI input card didn't recognize the camera. So I couldn't see anything, just black. I've installed the newest firmware and nothing really happened. At OBS, I've just seen black. And at some of the forums, I've seen that some of the community members wrote, I have problems too. And there have been a lot of people with problems. So I've written an email, and Blackmagic answered, I guess, after more than a week. Please check this, and please check whether the card works with this software, but not with OBS. So I want to work with OBS and nothing else. So I had to send this PCIe card back. And the second bad thing, the new graphical card for outputs had some crashes. So after, I guess, 10 minutes, my whole computer crashed, and sometimes after 2 minutes. So I had to restart the computer, and after putting in the old graphical cards, everything worked fine. So I don't know what happened. So this is the reason why I'm back at the Camlink. It works very well, and I try to buy the most things at Thomann because they got great service. I had some things to repair at my modular system. One knob didn't really work at the Expert Sleepers Distinct EX, and I sent it to them back, and I guess after 3 days it came back to me, and I couldn't believe it. And they found that just a little part had to fixed, and so yeah, they fixed it very fast. The second Camlink I bought didn't work very well. The picture seemed to work not every frame but every second, so it looked like this. I sent it back, and after a short while I got this brand new second one. And one great thing a lot of people don't know: you can earn money every time you buy something at Thomann. It's something like affiliate. You know, when you create a landing page or something like this, or you get a lot of people who say what is your camera and so on. You can send affiliate links to other people. So every time when people buy something you recommended to them, you earn some money. But you can't use it for your own. And at Thomann, you can use it. You can register just for free at the Thomann partner program. You get an idea, and then every time you buy something, just put the ID, not idea, put the ID at the link, after the link, and then type enter again. And every time then you buy something, you get some bonus points. I guess for every dollar you spend, you get some point. And then you can get some money back. And it's different whether you have 1,000 points or 5,000 points, because I guess at the first $1,000 you get 1%, and then I guess 2%, and I don't know the details, but every time you buy something for your own, just use the Thomann partner program and your ID, and after a few years you can get a lot of money back. And you can use this sending to other people, not just Amazon and so on. You can use Thomann too. So I can need your help, because I want to use the cameras at the fixed part at the wall. I want to have one camera at the top fixed and one at the wall. And I couldn't find any great solutions for having great tools for doing this. So perhaps you've got some great recommendations, great ideas, companies, links, affiliate links, and so on. So you could help me very much for creating a new studio. So this has been a lot of theoretical time, a lot of speaking. I promise next videos will be more practical. And when you have some questions or suggestions, just leave a comment, and see you the next time. Bye.